Guys, for our second activity today, we're going to learn about Caesar's rule after his defeat of Pompey. We're going to find out kind of what happened after that. So from Caesar's rule, question number 1, what reforms did Caesar make which helped the poor? 2, what reforms did Caesar begin to make in the provinces? Were they good or bad for Rome? Why? 3, how did Caesar increase his power? All right, let's read page 1 here. Caesar's rule. Caesar returned to Rome as its master, his authority having surpassed that of the Senate. He became a king in all but name. He had his name stamped on coins, had his statue put in the temples, and wore royal purple. He took power from the Senate and made the magistrates his appointees. But he did not punish his enemies in the government by sending them from Rome, as most earlier leaders had done. He enacted many reforms to improve the economy. He limited the grain dole to those actually in need, so that the capital city would not continue as a magnet for idle mobs. He established Roman colonies by giving land to the soldiers and landless peasants in Carthage and Corinth. He made a law which limited the number of slave estates. He made a law which limited the number of slaves estates could employ so that the poor free people would have more work. In the provinces, land conquered by Rome, he appointed new governors and made them strictly accountable, so they were no longer simply plunder the peoples of all their wealth. He reduced taxes and made collections more fair. He allowed the people in Sicily, Spain, and Gaul to become Roman citizens, so they could participate in central government as well as their local governments. All right, second page, Caesar's death. Number 1, why do you think Caesar ignored the warnings about the conspiracy? And 2, was the death of Caesar good or bad for Rome? Why? Caesar's death. Caesar did not remain in power long enough to complete his reforms. He had intended to codify the laws, improve money coinage, make a census of Rome, and reform the calendar. He only achieved the last major change. Many senators feared that Caesar's power continued. The Republican government would never be restored, and Caesar would hand down his leadership to an heir. 60 senators plotted to kill him. He was warned of the conspiracy, but Caesar chose to ignore it. On March 15th, the Ides of March, in 44 before Common Era, he entered the Senate unarmed. He was surrounded by conspirators and stabbed 23 times. After the death of Caesar, Rome again fell into chaos. All right, guys, going to answer those questions if you would for today.